Hello everybody, we are the SpiffyNeedleGeeks, Raw Fan 1, Supersonic 407, and Raushetsu Rises. And here we finally are getting to it. The Steven Universe episodes from the Steven Summer Marathon.
Yeah. My God, we did not expect to get this many episodes. And, considering our, conflicting schedules as is... Yeah, it kind of made, we're getting to this really late.
Sorry about
but
that.
Better late than never.
Yeah. So, we'll go ahead and get right into it. We'll keep you all from waiting. One thing we will be changing, though. We're no longer going to do episode synopsises because... Synopsises? Anyway, we're no longer going to do those things because we assume that you guys are coming into these discussions already seeing the episodes. If you're coming into these discussions before watching the episodes because you want to hear our opinions first, I highly judge against that. Just go watch the episode first. It's like I said, it's a really great show. You should hear our opinions after you get your own opinion.
Yeah, but plus, man, we got a lot of episodes to cover, so I mean, it's we kind of gotta cut some things if we're gonna be able to get through all of them.
So, starting off with the very first episode from this summer marathon, Steven Floats. What did you guys think of this?
On one hand, I'm a little surprised just because it's like, oh, Steven has yet another power, but at the same time, it's like, wait a minute. It's been established that Rose can do the floating and stuff because we saw that I think in the flashback episode where Greg was talking about how he and Rose first met, and there was a moment where, she jumped into the air and floated down. So, I mean, it's like, it was properly established that she could do that. So, it's like, at first I was like, wait a minute, we're giving Steven another power? But then I thought back to that, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like, it definitely has been a while since we actually have had one of these episodes. It's, we're definitely getting back into the part of the show where we're establishing more of Steven, more so Steven and Beach City itself, more so than what's really going on with the gems.
Much like how some of the episodes were when the show first started.
Yeah, it's character and world building before we actually move back into the plot.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, Hit the Diamond, that was, a good peak to break things back to that lighthearted mood after the serious shit we just went through with everything, with the cluster and Lapis and Malachite and all that. Yeah. But I think this was another pretty cheery episode, I would say. We're kind of going back to those roots where Steven's dilemma isn't really all that serious. It's just his dilemma of his 14-year-old boy dilemma.
He's like, oh God, I jumped too high. I'm gonna miss the donuts.
Yeah,
no.
I like this kind of pacing the show's doing with it though, because it's at the beginning of the series when the show first started, most of the episodes were always about this. Steven's own dilemma is kind of wrapped around what the gems were doing.
Yeah,
and then we got into more serious stuff with things that affected everybody, not just Steven. But now we're starting to get back into more of Steven's personal dilemmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do gotta say though, I'm just laughing so hard at this episode. That whole little montage where the gems were trying to keep Steven company all night while he was slowly floating down. That was
adorable.
I gotta say, that one part where Amethyst tries to throw the chips up to Steven and accidentally just knocks out a bird. Who can see that coming?
No, we didn't. That's where I was like, we were cracking up. I also like the part when when the gems first saw Steven's dilemma and they're like, oh God, what do we do? Garnet, she literally bounces to her left. You hear these loud crashing noises, and she comes back with Coffee's cell phone. So it's like, Jesus Christ! She just burst into someone's house and took their phone.
And then it comes to a point where it's like, okay, screw this. This is taking too long. We gotta weigh Steven down. So they just bring out a boat.
Yeah. Pearl Jacket. jacket. Okay, well, wow, Pearl, thanks. And with his bowling ball. Okay, going in the right direction. Garnet, like a fucking steamboat. Like, what the hell?
and that still doesn't bring him down quick.
And I love, like how deadpan Garnet's going back to being. Because, like, when they all jump up there and try to, like, weigh it down with themselves. It actually was one thing I was questioning the whole time. Like, it's like, the whole time I was questioning, why can't they just drag him down? And they finally established that at the end. And, like, even when they jumped up, when they jumped up there themselves to try to drag him down, and Garnet was just literally standing in the boat, like literally just punching it, like, a little bit, like, not even trying.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
and then it was like, and it's like, eventually, like, when Steven, like, comes crashing down, and then he realizes, it's all linked to his emotions and everything. He even made, like, a comment. It's like, it's always when I'm happy. It was like, it's like, even he's become self-aware of that.
It's like he's trying to, but when he is falling down too fast, like to the point of it being lethal, he's trying to think of things to make him happy again, to slow down. He thinks of his mom. Oh geez, those feelings are complicated. Oh boy,
Yeah.
like this was definitely another lighthearted episode. Like I enjoyed it.
God damn it.
We're going back to those roots, establishing something that's clearly going to be bigger in the overall plot, but in a very lighthearted way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, emotionally and physically. I get it.
Oh, else? Any final thoughts?
No, not really. I mean, this
Yeah,
was
I think it pretty much sums it up.
This was a very cute episode.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Alrighty, so join us next time when we talk about Drop Beat Dad. We'll see you all then.